Good morning. My name is Leonard Lloyd, and I am the face of mental illness. Today is Thursday, January 17th, 2018. I live with bipolar disorder, anxiety, PTSD, and depression. I am no kind of medical professional. I have no kind of degree. I'm just one in millions of people living and suffering from mental illness. So today I wanted to talk about panic attacks, deep anxiety. And normally I always say living with mental illness, but right now I'm suffering from it. And I have been for the last 6 weeks. I have been trying for the last half hour to get this video out, but I am so stressed and under so much anxiety and panic these last few months, and it has just really affected me to a new level. Some of you know my sister passed away a few weeks ago. The bills are mounting up. I'm practically broke. Mother fell on the ice the day before yesterday, so she's become, overcoming injury, and it's all happening at one time in this 6 week period. And some of you may be able to relate to that. And I've tried to deal with it as best I could. My therapist tells me that this may be, a form of grief. I get grief takes different forms and affects us different ways. It could be I'm not, because I don't let all of my feelings out. Okay, I have not cried since my sister's funeral. That was over a month ago. So maybe this is a way of all of this coming out. I really don't know. So I went to psychiatrist, and I had to get my medication adjusted. And hopefully when that kicks in, things will start to calm down. I used to think that when my meds had to be adjusted, I would feel that it was like a step back, like I had was starting to regress, and that I was disappointing myself and I was disappointing my therapist. But it's not like that, and don't think it is, and don't get upset if your meds have to be changed or adjusted. Every once in a while, we need a tune-up. Just like you take a car and it needs an oil change and an alignment. Every once in a while, that's what happens with us, depending on how we may be feeling. Um, Sometimes that level of milligrams of medication, it may be that's all that it can do, or you may have to be raised for a little while and then brought back down. Um, my meds had not been changed for a year and a half because I was brought down. Now I've had to go back up, hopefully for only a little while. But um, I always encourage people to be strong, and I try to be strong, and it hurts me to come across to you this way because right now I'm babbling and I'm having memory lapses, and I'm really starting to get aggravated, and because I don't feel like I'm coming across as strong, and that always bothers me because I feel like I'm showing weakness, and I try not to come across that way. Um, and because that's why I do the video, to let you know that some of you out there that may be going through what I'm going through, or maybe feeling what I'm feeling. This is why I do this, to let you know that you are not alone, and that at some time we all go through this. So it's just a part of, we have our good time moments and we have our bad times. And right now, this is a bad time for me. And I encourage you to share these videos with people who really don't get or understand what it's like for us to live the life what we do. And sometimes you don't really understand through the written word, which is why I do the video, so you can put a face and a voice to it. And what people who don't have mental illness need to understand, some things that may happen to you that you may be able to get over in a few minutes, a lot of times those things are magnified in us, not by choice. And it may take us days or weeks to get over it because we don't really always understand. And we're trying to figure out why. We're trying to understand, what did I do? How can I get? And it gets magnified along with everything else that's going on in our life because something, it just doesn't connect up in our brain like it's supposed to. So this is where the understanding and compassion comes in. And it's really hard when you don't have that support group to be there to help you through it. And support group other than your therapist and a psychiatrist, it's nice if you can have friends and family there. And when you don't, it makes it that much harder. And I don't, which is why I'm grateful that I have you. And so many of you have let me know that um, you all have had trouble with those support groups. And that's why I do, because you're not alone. Okay, we're all one group, and we're all battling the same thing at different levels, but we're there for each other. Because and people need to understand this is a lifelong condition. This is where we are for the rest of our lives. We don't ask for this. Okay. I'm having memory loss again. So I encourage you to, you know, keep your appointments. Take your medications when you're supposed to, not when you feel like it. If things, really get to a point where you're just really, really worried, then please check yourself into a mental facility so you can be evaluated. Um, I Oh yeah, and I'm on in part of a number of groups, and a couple of people have asked me, well, why don't you really participate in the group other than doing the videos? Well, to me, this is my way of participating in the group. I mean, I see the messages from the different groups. If I have not gone through what you're going through, I probably will, and I'll probably go at some of these things I'm going through for the second and the third time. Um, A lot of you from the various groups have sent me private messages, and we have communicated privately on Facebook. Some of you send me messages after you have seen the videos of Facebook, and I always do my best to respond to all of you with a little emoji or a thank you. So that is my way of participating in the group, because I'm trying to reach as many people that I can, and trying to help and encourage as many of you as I can, and to let you know that things will get that way. This is one of the bad times that we just have to ride through and do the best that we can. Um, and again, I apologize for the way this is coming across, but this is what happens from time to time. And like I said, I just like to keep it real, and this is one of those times when I'm just having a really bad time, and I'm trying to do the best that I can. And I have an appointment with group on Saturday, and hopefully um, these meds will kick in and get me back on a normal track. So again, take care. Um, Try to be strong. Try to find that safe place. And I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.